So we are doing this meeting because you guys have been through some resources, some courses, some labs, and the reason we are doing this right now is kind of like an introductory meetings of many sessions that are going to come across. Okay. Um, okay, that's fine. Whenever you can fix it. Um, so what we're going to talk about is these, important things right now. One is the course that we have built for all of our members, which kind of is a all-in-one course for resume, interview questions, how to prepare yourself, what videos are important, and this is something that have been used by thousands of people so far. So we're not the first people trying to, use it right now, right? It's been used, it's been tested, and that's the reason why we say that you have to finish this course because it gives you a lot of knowledge and maybe we may not cover a lot of things in this meetings and it may not be enough, so that's why a whole course is designed just so you can be prepared for actual jobs. So that's the number one thing. The third and important thing over here is what the resume template and tips. So why we say the template, we don't want to get into this confusion of this template is good, that template is good, or another template is good, right? Because the more templates you have, the different thoughts, or professionals will have different a take on those type of templates. So my idea is simple. I use the template that we have used for almost any intern or any member that have actually landed a job just by using this template. So why I am comfortable using it? Because it's been tested. Now, is it the best template in the whole world? No, not at all, right? This is where you have to do your own work. If you can make it better, you're free to do that. And if you can come back to us and say, this is a little better version of that because it worked in this area for me, then we kind of take that notes and we make our template better. That's how we learn. You go in the field, you learn in the field, and you tell us what to do, and we fix it for the new members. And that's how it's been fixed. So it's not the first version. That's why we call it versions in this templates, because it's been used, things have been found, people have sent us some of the errors and they have fixed it, and then we fix it all the way along. So but at the end you are going to be the one who's going to own this template, and you have to be very comfortable with this template. So this is why I'm happy that Mithun is here, because Mithun, you use this template, right? The JSS template.
Right, absolutely.
Yes, and so maybe you can talk about it because you already got a job. So that's why I'm kind of happy, because you're a part of this program and you got a job. So it's really easy for us to then kind of share some of the good knowledge from you as well. Applying for a job is the techniques that we're going to talk about today. Is Mithun is here too. He's going to show his techniques. We're going to tell you about our techniques, and it's kind of like this is the area that a lot of people will have to get practical, and we'll give you that type of um, tips and everything. And how to prepare for interviews is a part of this course. So far, what I want to ask questions now. The first thing I want to ask is that how comfortable are you guys so far at A plus courses that you guys are taking? So let's go one by one so we can understand, take some notes from you, and then based on that, because that resume has to kind of reflect on what you tell me. So let's first start with Eric, because his mic was on. So Eric, so far I know you're new to this stuff. First of all, let us know just a little basic background about your skills before you join this program. So then everybody who's new and watching you next time, then at least they can compare themselves with you in your situation. So Eric, so far in A plus, how do you feel? First, give us your intro, a little bit of intro, your skills intro, and then tell us about this.
Well, I really didn't have any skills prior to this. I actually was in the construction field business for the last 10 years. Then I bartended before that. I got injured on the job, broke my leg, and have some restrictions on being able to do pretty much heavy labor anymore. So I kind of just wanted to get into the IT field, and especially with the pandemic, it seemed like that's kind of where the future is. So I really didn't have any besides basic using email, um, using Word maybe. I mean, that's about it. I don't even really mess around too much with social media, so I don't, really have that much of a background in IT whatsoever.
Got it. It's basically like you were just totally new to
Like,
even the thoughts process of the mindset. Everything was just brand new to you, right?
yeah, completely brand new. Yeah.
So far, we're talking about this course. So let me pull this right here. So far, you're taking this course right now, and we are sharing some details in the Discord because of other things that has to be also learned while this course. First of all, as a beginner, I know you're brand new to this, and this information is a lot for someone because the mindset is another battle that you're dealing with right now, right? It's like you're doing two things at the same time. One, you're learning technology. Second, you're trying to understand what's going on over here. So what's your feeling so far?
I guess I don't know. Like in the beginning, I guess the basics were kind of like peripheral devices. No, like I've worked with computers, and I went to college, so I worked on a computer doing, um, I don't know. I guess typing things out and doing reports and stuff like that. So the basics, I guess I knew. I guess more going into and like I know a little bit about wireless just because everyone uses it now. Printing I know a little bit about in the mobile devices. I guess mainly in the storage and the networking, I just really wasn't familiar with a lot of like how much storage, how big storage is, the difference between gigabytes and kilobytes and all that was new and kind of hard. Like I almost had to make like flashcards just to try to keep repeating it and like looking over it. And I guess that's like a lot with with a lot of the other things, the newer things. It's like once I go through the videos, it's like then you move to the next one and it's like whoa, it's just stacking. So it's hard to like memorize it because it's just stacking on top of it.
Exactly. And when you were doing labs, then did it help in some scenarios, or you were still like, man, it's still.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, I mean, there was a couple labs where I spent like almost an hour on. I was just like, I just don't get it. And then finally, I was just like, okay, let me just score this and see and read how they did it. And then I would go back and try to, oh, okay, I see how they did it.
Okay. And also the lab videos were also provided last week, right? Some of these when you were doing it till module 6. Have you used some of these lab videos so far, or you just did everything yourself by now?
Well, are you talking about the ones that you sent that like you explain how to go through it?
No, after that, we send a new link for these lab videos actually. So what labs you're doing right now, and let's say you got stuck. So our instructors made videos after the week when it's finished. So we make it a little easier at the end that if you can figure things out, then at the end of the week, then we send that video links, and we're telling people that you should watch it because at this point, if let's say you're struggling with a lab, then it's no point you spending so much time and taking stress. Why don't you watch the video now and just kind of replicate it? So
Oh, okay, so I could watch instead of just scoring the lab and reading how to do it, I can just watch the video.
so first you want to try it yourself, and you did the perfect job, to be honest. Like that's how you learn, because you score it and you get to see where your mistake is, right? And you go
Uh-huh.
back and you try to fix it. That's the best way we want you to learn. But after a week long of trying, if you can still figure it out, then you have to go back to our links that we have provided to you, so then you can just look at it. Okay, exactly, this is where I'm having an issue. So you're just kind of like watching the video to help you out. Basically the video is
Oh, okay.
step by step. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I really haven't done that because I haven't got to the point where I was like, I can't complete it, or I couldn't catch on yet of
So
where they were
if
coming
you say
from.
that to me that you were not at the point that you can complete, this means you're doing actually a pretty good job as a beginner, right? Because
Uh-huh.
we would have people that would just totally give up, and that's nothing wrong with that. If you give up and you're taking too much stress, then we don't want that, right? That's why the videos are there. Then, and the concept behind this is, Eric, is that um, we make you try these things because when you're working in technology, like Mithun can talk about it because he just started the work, they will teach you things, but they're not going to teach you every single thing, right? So they expect you to be doing some kind of research yourself. So if it's a scenario where you have to keep asking these professionals for something basic over and over again, the normal trend in technology is that people get a little annoyed with that. So we are actually preparing you ahead so then it doesn't become a problem for you tomorrow when you go out in a real world environment. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So my suggestion to you right now is that since we have created all of the videos till module 6 and 7 almost now, you should go back to these videos and just kind of go over it. Now you don't have to redo the lab because you've already invested that time, but at least go back to the video of the lab so then it's kind of retaining again. So okay, that's how they did it, that's how they did it. And it's like more of like a practical things you're capturing because those are going to be needed in your resume. Okay?
Okay. Uh-huh.
So what about other people? Anyone else have similar thing going on or something else going on? Till now, you guys are doing these contents and other videos you are looking at. Is there anyone else that want to talk about this?
Hey,
Julian, Mithun, or anyone?
yeah, hi, Mitten here. So my experience till now has been great so far. It has consistently oscillated between, oh, I have done this to the point, and to the other side, like, oh, I didn't know I have these gaps as well. Like, these are the things that I'm also supposed to know as even an entry level. And from the lab's perspective within this, I was amazed at how deep they go. I mean, initially I struggled a lot because I'd only worked on surface level stuff. I'd never really worked with hardware, especially when you go into these. I think in the motherboard part, which is in the first, second, or third section, you really get to understand. Oh, this is what you have no idea about. But I struggled for the first few labs. After that, I pretty much didn't even need to like watch the entire video because I'd already gone into so much depth that I got it like okay, this is how you do it. And as I'm moving forward now, the labs and the assignments, the practice questions are becoming easier. But at the same time, I really love how deep they go in terms of really questioning, your knowledge in terms of scenarios, in terms of practical scenarios. Like I remember there are questions about like, you're an IT administrator, so and so happened. What would you do? And that's something that's
So
really helping
Eric,
me out
based
there.
on your experience, can you kind of go back in a situation where, sorry, not Eric, Mithun, can you go back in a situation where Eric is right now when he's so new to this, he's just starting, like he's learning these things. What advice would you give him? Because you just went through that phase, and I mean, I went through this phase years ago. You just
Yeah.
went through this phase. So what would you tell Eric here or here? What would be your advice?
I would say, like first thing would be consistency. Just say very, very, very consistent with it, because as I understand, you've developed a momentum, and you don't want to break that. That's the key here. You want to be building on it, and that's what I did basically. I started a momentum, and I told myself to just keep going, and keep going harder one step at a time. Leveling it up one step at a time. And again, I understand you're looking at from a job perspective. So really think in terms of your resume as to how a recruiter would look at it, what you know, and how is the best way that you can market yourself. And the best way you can market yourself is one is obviously the template that you have from Job Skillshare.
I mean, let me
Another,
open that up right now. So this is the one we're talking
yeah, so this is really like the best template that you can use. In this, you must include only those technologies that you worked on and know about. I think Danish already pointed in one of his videos, and obviously it's a very sensible advice. So in terms of core strengths and technology proficiencies, you can add or include, add or remove, the
about.
technologies
Before
that
we
you're
get into
proficient
too
in.
deep into the resume, let's make sure that does anyone else have the same thing going on, or should we move up to the resume? Julian or anyone, if you guys can come on the mic if you want. If not,
Bengan, you can type your question in the chat.
yeah, or you can type your questions in the chat if you can't use the mic right now. So the reason Eric, I'm going to use your name is because that's how many people are going to be in your situation actually when they start these programs. They're actually, that's natural. What you're telling us right now is that in the beginning everything is so much, and I'm slowly trying to understand some certain things, and certain things are becoming a little more complex, like for example networking. And networking is something that till now, with so many years of experience, I will still say that I'm still learning, right? Because it's never it's not like something that I will say I'm not like totally I have mastered this. No, there's a lot to learn in networking. But what I want to give you from a positive side is that if you feel like you can do these labs and you're not giving up and you're able to actually go ahead and just not like say, oh, that's too much for me. Like, at some point, yeah, you want to take breaks. But as long as you're countering it, that's how you learn in the beginning. Just like, I'm sure you're a pretty fit person. Workout. When you do workout in the beginning, I'm sure the first few days nobody likes it, right? Because you're sore, you don't like the feeling of it. And once you start working out, you're in the rhythm then. This is exactly what's happened in technology. Once you start to understand things, you're in the rhythm, what Mithun just talked about. So get things will break down slowly by slowly. After this course and the videos that I've shared with you, I'm not sure if you have went through my day 1, day 2, day 3, or day 4 videos. When you start watching that type of videos, it almost kind of like coming back to the basics, but in our own ways. Like it just breaks things down in a different way then. So you have one way which is very structural, which is deep knowledge. Then you have this overall 4 days of content that somebody have taken those trainings and still landed a job. How did they land a job like that, right? It's just because we're using two techniques over here. One is this, and the other one is kind of like a open-ended. There's no structure to it. Let's just talk about Active Directory, how you're going to be. Who are you? Are you the help desk? You work on Active Directory, you work on Office 365, you work on troubleshooting, and this is the tickets that you are going to get. That type of videos actually counters that kind of stuff. So then it's going to work out once you finish those videos. Does that make sense, Eric, so far?
Yeah, I actually just finished the third day actually today, and like those videos, I like way more than the other videos that when they're just spitting you facts, and it's like, what? How is this gonna work?
You hit the point right there. So
Yeah,
here's the
just
thing.
bookish knowledge.
In our trainings, back when you're watching that, that's what's really a real training. That was our other version before this training. So you can see if we put that videos first, let's say if you would have joined this training and I give you these 4 days to go over it, yes, it would have been nice for you to understand, but there will be a lot of gaps and you wouldn't be able to ask me questions, right? So by
Yeah.
doing it this way, you're actually learning things a little more below that level right now. So day 1, day 2, day 4, you're looking at this stuff is below, but it's more deeper, right? And so when you go to these days here, this is like you, Eric, got a job right now. And let's say you were applying to every place and somebody give you a perfect resume. And I give you this perfect resume. You're going to say, Danish, I'm not ready for this job. I'm going to say, no, don't worry, man. Just get this resume. You're going to get a job. And yes, you will get a call. But then second thing is that if you got a call, Eric, are you able to give them answers confidently right now? At this point, maybe not, right? Second thing is that if you got that job somehow, let's say you did pretty well in the interview, somebody liked you for your appearance, your attitude, and they say, you know what, I can teach Eric. So there are people like that. So the next thing is that if you got a job, then those 4 days are going to help you limit in a limited way. It's not going to help you pretty much in deep way. Why is Mithun taking this course, by the way? He's already employed. Why would he take this course? The reason for that is Mithun felt that I need a little more deeper knowledge now. So you're actually doing something that Mithun is having some kind of like, I need it, and you're already getting that. So you will understand the value of this little boring side of it is when you get a job. And when you start to look at networking, how things are connected, you are going to come back and say, oh, you know what? I did great that I took that first course, which is because it went so deep. Now I have everything is clear to me. After those 4 days, everything is going to become clear. Once you get a job, it's going to even be more easier. So it's like Mithun got a job, then he's taking this stuff because he wants to get more deeper because now things are hitting him, right? It's like he's in the battlefield right now. You are going through the same thing, but at this point you don't have like a real, bombs, which I say tickets are not getting thrown at you right now, right? So it's like
Right.
you're not in a rush right now, but Mithun is in the rush. Mithun, you can correct me if I'm not.
Oh no, you're absolutely correct. I am, and just to add there, just to just second what Donna said. Nobody's gonna tell you things over there. What you get given is documents and stuff, and from there you have to figure out how things are, and come up with relevant questions. Not just things like, what is this? What does this do? No, those kind of questions are expected from you. What's expected of you is to understand what's going on and ask a relevant question like documentation of software that isn't readily available, or stuff like that. It's up to me. So I'm not sure if you've ever tuned into the daily help alerts that Danish has. I've been there several times asking Danish, this is what I saw, this is what I understand what's going on. Then he'd obviously offer me his feedback and
And he's,
tell me.
he's he's talking about the community Discord. I'm not sure if you're part of that, Eric. If you're not, I think you should join that. This is just like a free
Yeah,
community with over 2,000 people, and there are many technical people, and then they
yeah.
help each other out.
And
How do you get to that?
Oh, I can send you an invite right now. Here you go.
Okay.
You just basically join it, just like the program Discord. You have joined. You just joined it just like that. So I'm gonna put it in the extra skills channel. Are you part of this one? No, you're part of a different course. So
he's a part of the one.
yeah, he's a part of a second
The
one.
GJ. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, that one.
There you go. I just posted in the resume app. So you click on the join right here, and you will be joined into that community.
Okay.
And of course, that's like a public community. It has a lot of good stuff, and you're gonna need it. But you don't want to go into like everything at one point right now. So, but try to join these 30 minutes things that I'm doing every day, second day, and you see you slowly get your answers from different type of people, me, somebody else, Mithun, and it makes your process pretty easy.
Right, right. It's definitely going to help you a lot. And to be honest, like right now I'm at the job. I have questions because now it's critical stuff. Like, right, I'm expected to perform certain duties, and I have to say, the reason I'm able to go in with confidence is because I know I've worked on these technologies now. I've studied them, taking a course. Worst case, if I don't have any answers, I can always come back to Danish. I can always come back to these courses, these materials, and refer to them, and then figure out a solution from that. Because cracking an interview is really important. It's definitely an important part of the job. But most important is when they get you on, you're ready to go with whatever's thrown at you from that level of from that level's perspective. Because that's really your way to go, because you finally get an opportunity, you want to make the best out of it, and then keep building on it.
Good question in the chat. I will come to that in that specific part right now. So let's go over this resume right now. So let's talk about this again. So when we start about this resume, okay, this is a template. Mithun used it. Many other people have used it. So the first thing in this template is the way it looks. Okay, it's very clean design. I like it because it's targeted. It has name, it has emails and some information, and it straight goes to where? LinkedIn. So my first question to any one of you is, do you even have LinkedIn right now? Eric, do you have LinkedIn?
No.
Okay, it's going to be important. So we're going to talk about LinkedIn
Critical.
later on, but LinkedIn is going to be important. So if you don't have LinkedIn, we're going to have another session on LinkedIn then to just cover LinkedIn. And if till now, what I want you to do, at least create a LinkedIn. So anyone who's listening to me right now, if you don't have LinkedIn, at least create a LinkedIn. I'm going to share a video with you guys. So first you guys will follow that, and then we'll do another session to just check your profiles. Maybe Mithun can help us in that too. Anyone who have landed a job can then review your profiles, and it will give you a lot of information. That video that I made is enough for you to get started with LinkedIn. So I want every single person to have LinkedIn, because even Mithun can say that's how he got the job, and
Right.
half of the people actually got a job through LinkedIn these days. It's just too powerful. So we can't disregard that anymore. Okay. So the first step, if you want to take notes for yourself, for people who are listening to me right now in the chat, take a note that I'm going to start making profiles from today. Why? Because you need this time to create connections. Even with our own members, you will have no issue, because as soon as you drop it into different communities, we have KevTech, we have us, we're going to share their discourse with you. Go ahead, connect with a lot of people. Instantly, you're going to have probably 50 connections right away like that. So, so a lot of people are scared about, okay, what if I have 2 connections? People are not going to take me serious, because you have to follow the videos, and the video will show you how to make connections. And instantly, in a matter of week, you're going to have that many connections. Okay. And of course, how to create your profile. So then the second question that I want to ask from all of you is, if you look at this summary, if you were to apply to a level 1 position right now, we're not talking about how to apply to positions at this point. I'm just assuming you all know what level 1 means. It's just any IT support job, meaning you work with users. If they use Office 365, if they use Windows 10, if they use mobile devices, printers, and they call you, you are basically, in my eyes, you're level 1 right now. Okay, so that's, you can call yourself help desk, you can call yourself IT specialist, whatever you want to call it, you're the support person. Okay, so by looking at this information, you need to ask yourself, if they pick up your resume, which HR manager can pick this up, IT manager can pick this up, recruiter can pick this up, they will straight start throwing some of the questions just because they're looking at your resume. So, oh, you are using Office 365. You have used Office 365. I like that because we use Office 365. Can you tell me something about it? If I have this question, Eric, or anybody, how comfortable are you guys to give me an answer right now? Probably no, because you haven't went through day 3, finished it fully or practiced it, yeah, right?
I mean, I've watched it. I guess I would say it's a web-based.
But you're
I
not
don't know.
comfortable. You're not comfortable at all right
No,
now, right? So that's
right.
that's why this session is like a, think about this session as like scratching right now of this applying and getting confidence. We are just getting started right now. So if all of you are listening to me right now, and if I ask you, how about Active Directory? How comfortable are you? Can you add a user? And we use Active Directory. Tell me something about Active Directory. How do you guys use Active Directory? And if you are shaking, or your answer is kind of like, I have done Active Directory. Of course, that's what I call a, right now you're getting started, right? And that's not a problem at all, because you are in the mid of this program right now. You have not even finished this program. So right now, when we start from the mid, why I'm doing this to you guys is that I'm going to make you guys apply to positions, because I want you to get some calls, and I want you to just for fun get rejected. Why do I want that? Because rejections will make you feel like, okay, this is what it is. I know this, when people call me, how am I going to talk to them? These are normal human beings. And that confidence level, I want to build that first. Because if you don't have confidence level, it doesn't matter how good you are in this type of technologies, you won't be able to give an answer. And it's going to be shaky answer. They're not going to take you serious. So if I ask you, Eric, you're not going to be, like, if I tell you that I'm going to give you these 4 days of trainings or these videos you need to finish, and after that, when we're going to do a live session on the labs, after that, I'm going to say, Eric, you need to go and apply. You're not going to come back to me, Danish, I'm scared of doing that, right? You're not going to say that, right? You're going to go out there, because I was told to, it's okay to get rejected in this process, because that's how it works. That's a part of this whole game. You need to go out there, and somebody has to call you, and you have to just do that once practically. So it's okay to get rejected. I got rejected 18 times before I got my first job. 18 times. And on the same day, I got 2 jobs. Because the first time I got rejected, I got totally destroyed, meaning morally, and everything was just gone. I was like, wow, this person just rejected me. This human being just rejected me, right? My ego was there. My problems in a new country was there. I couldn't even speak English well. All that stuff just came and just dropped like a bomb on me, right? But how did I recover? I went ahead and I started asking some of the people, and they told me the same thing. You just got rejected from the first job. What do you think? It's not going to be that easy, right? So you need to go out there and you need to learn from what you have done wrong on the first rejections. So I went in there, it's like, what did I do wrong? The first thing is I didn't have confidence. So I need to work on that. So I call my brother or sisters, hey, I'm gonna work on this. Can you guys help me out? English, let me try it out. So I'm getting practical. I'm approaching that issue that I have. Second time I got rejected because of something in my resume. I fixed that. Third time I fixed that. Fourth or fifth, maybe sometimes I got rejected for no reason because the other people maybe didn't like me, right? It's not going to be always matching, or these people are not going to be always like what you think you want. Is they want what they want. So you have to present yourself the best you can, and it's okay to get rejected. I just want to make that clear to you guys, and why I'm so aggressive on this side is that that's how everything works. Business or whatever, it's a goal, that's how it works, right? Business cannot work without failures. Trust me, that's not how business works. People have a lot of problems when they start businesses. So exactly the same way, I just want you to take this whole feeling of I am little not comfortable or I don't have confidence. And if you don't have that, I want you to go to this field right now after this whole session. When it's done, go ahead and throw yourself out there. And worst thing, what's going to happen? You're just not going to get that job, but there are millions of other jobs, thousands of other jobs, hundreds of other jobs, if not in 50s or 60s around jobs around you that you can battle it out, and you will, because that's how most of our members who have gotten a job is because of that reason, that they were mentally ready for that kind of stuff. So Eric, any questions on this? Because I know you're the only one with Mike right now. So, and Mithun, you guys are the only one with Mike. So that's why I'm kind of giving back to you guys. I'm not picking on you guys, okay?
No, that's fine.
Is this concept clear?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
something,
So
sorry, go ahead, Eric.
no, I was just saying, don't be afraid of rejection.
There you go, man.
Yeah,
And here's the thing. If you get rejected, it's not like you are just going to do everything yourself then. You're going to come back to us, and we're going to tell you what to do after that, right? So if you got a job that's lined up and somebody called you, you are going to be the first one to actually approach us, not actually, if you got a voicemail, let's say, Eric, we have this position available. Your resume looks pretty good. That's how it actually starts, right? When are you available? So before you call them, you call us. So let us prepare you even before that. That's the luxury you have to be in a community or in the program. And that's what we do for you. So imagine how much help you are getting over. So then you're not alone. Julian, you want to unmute yourself? Go ahead, please.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you for coming on.
All right, yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
okay.
Well, Julian, you want to say something?
Oh, well, yeah, why not? My name is Julian. Hello, IT professionals. I'm green to the scene, very new. My background has been in healthcare. So, overall, as of right now, I've thoroughly enjoyed the test out. I'm really enjoying it. I love the knowledge that you get. I love the little practice exams, especially the labs. Can't stress that enough. But yeah, it can get overwhelming. Well, speaking for myself, it was a little overwhelming just learning all the new
Yeah, a lot of information.
lingo, the computer lingo or whatnot, and keeping up with the little different parts. Like for me, my area is like learning the different jacks and cords, cables and all of that. So, but yeah, sticking at it, I'm making do. What can I say? I enjoyed it.
And
I enjoy what you all are doing.
how about those videos that I send on weekly basis that, why we use it? Does that help? Any of these videos that are you watching those videos?
Yeah, it's helped. I've actually watched a couple of days. For chapter 7.
Okay.
Just to get a feel of it. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I really just did all the labs except for chapter 2. I think I have like a couple of those that I was just like, man, what is this? I do not understand this.
Yeah.
But I got to go back and get that. But yeah, the videos are very clear, concise, and yeah, I'm a visual learner, so that really helps as well.
Yeah, and also I'm not sure if, like Eric, he said that he finished the day one, day two, and day three videos, and those videos he's enjoying it more because that's like training type videos. I don't know if you have done days any of days training that we have sent over here. So my recommendation for you guys is to go to the extra skill videos and make sure at least you start on these videos, because when you start these videos, it's just kind of like that area where you are having a little bit of like, man, it's a lot of knowledge. It's very natural. I tell people that that's how it is, but they don't get this type of videos with that, or there's not someone who's going to break things down on the other side of it, right? So when you watch this video,
Right.
some trainers telling you and preparing your mind that that stuff that's happening, that's natural, keep on going, but don't take too much stress, don't get into something extreme deep. If you think that it's too much tiny things, move on to more of these real world videos, right? And move on to more of the software side. It's okay, the hardware side, you have access for it for actually for the first course for 3 months. So even if this 8 weeks is finished, you still have access, you can always go back to it. So don't take that kind of stress that, man, you know what, that tiny wiring or tiny things, forget about that. Some people, we have actually, I have landed a job and I didn't know for quite a few time, I didn't know none of the basics, to be honest. And I was still working for 3 months. That's not a problem. As long as you follow the directions in my videos, that's more important than any other thing over
Right. Got you. Yeah.
here. Or like content is a never-ending content in IT. It's more of like how smartly you will use certain areas of IT, and then how quickly you're going to use that, utilize it, and move up. That's the whole game of this whole career. Nobody's a master over here. You ask me something basic right now, I won't remember it. I won't even know the answer right. I'm
Right.
I have 15 years of experience. How did I manage to be in this career? Because I realized, and think of this like your own business. You're not going to kill yourself by tiny things over here. You want to learn it, but if it's giving you too much stress because you're a beginner right now, just move on a little bit ahead with those real world videos, some of my information that I'm sharing over here, and that's it. You just want to move up to at least come to the point where then you can defend some of these things in this resume right now.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with Eric. The the real world videos are fun to watch. It's kind of interactive as well. So yeah.
And you guys will now enjoy it more because you're moving towards that type of sessions with us. So next sessions are going to be actually replicating what you have learned in day one, day two, day three, and day four with us, like what we did for the other people in those videos. You're going to just come and straight do the labs with us.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, when you was responding to us earlier in our little group, I was trying to reply, but my keyboard actually stopped working. And I was just like, oh no, I felt the computer was hot. And I was like, I learned about this.
Oh, there
So,
you go.
I, yeah,
So
checked
you're
out some
already
resources to
using
see what to do. Huh?
that's awesome. You're already using the knowledge then.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So it came in handy. I was proud of myself.
All right, guys. So, okay, coming back to the resume, what I want you guys to understand is that if you're going to be using this template, even if you're going to be doing that first initial shots of just going out there in the market and just exposing yourself, still try to do your best so you may even land a job that for some, when they're brand new, they may think this is impossible. But trust me, we have people in this platform that have no certification, no degrees, no formal training, and they have still landed jobs. How is that possible? Because they have done things smartly, right? So they target things. So customer service, you're going to learn a lot in this platform from these videos. And even in this test out, I think there are a lot of it in the beginning is talk about customer service, right? And how to give questions, answers, like tell me about yourself, some of the soft skills. We have done 15, 16 hours worth of mock interviews on YouTube. So you will definitely learn in that course that I shared in the beginning. Remember, everybody, I should send you that link of the course, and I'm going to share that, show you that. You have to go through these things because, and if you're going to put customer service, then you need to be able to answer about customer service. So you have to have this ticketing systems. You need to know about ticketing, right? So certain things in this resume is not just going to come overnight. It's going to take you some time. But what I want you is to start check marking things. Tier 1 level troubleshooting. If you can do basic Windows 10 troubleshooting, if you can do basic Windows Active Directory troubleshooting, stuff like that, then you're Tier 1 troubleshooting. You don't have to be a master of every single troubleshooting. Just that basics I'm talking about. If you go through the lab sessions with us next time for Office 365, the hands-on sessions, then I think you're going to be very comfortable giving me the answers that I'm ready for Office 365 calls, because that's pretty easy. This is a little advanced stuff, and you're going to learn this in your phase 2, which is your phase 1 of Windows 10 course, right? After your A+, we're going to start Windows 10, right? In week 9. And you're going to be only touching Windows 10 in a very deep way then. Windows local accounts, Windows 10 this, Windows 10 features, Windows 10's deployment, Windows 10 images. You're going to learn Windows 10 like any other thing, because that's very detailed stuff. So by the time you finish all that stuff, you are slowly going to become more confident of what it's here. So if you finish day 1, day 2, day 3, and day 4 videos, you almost cover 70% of this whole things that you're seeing right here. So if you're looking at yourself and you're like, man, I finished day 4 videos, but I still don't know many of these things, the reason for that is that you haven't done anything practical, right? Because I can clearly say, if you say, I don't know about ticketing system, but we have covered that in our day 1 and day 2 and day 3 and day 4 videos. But did you went practically? Did you do anything practical? If you say, I'm not comfortable about Office 365, did you actually made a trial account for 30 days and have you played around with what I've thought on those days? If not, no problem. You just have to wait for that live sessions with us then. Does that make sense to the people who are listening to me right now?
Yeah, I was
Yes,
actually
yes, it does.
wondering about how I could play around with Active Directory and Office 365, because when you sent out those, like the ticket things, I was like, man, I don't even know I don't even have Office 365 on my computer.
Got it.
And I didn't know. I was like, man, is this something I'm going to have to purchase to, for even future career
Okay.
or what?
So for you, because Eric, you're in a situation where you're learning these things from a very basics, right? So my
Uh-huh.
recommendation to you is you just have to wait for our next live session that we're going to put out our schedule, and you need to actually start from that, because we're going to give you access so you can play around. For Office 365, we're going to give you 30 days access for free. For the lab sessions, we're going to give you access in that training for free, and then we'll tell you what you can do to build your own access and what you can use in your own access in here, because you have the premium level access. We just didn't activate it yet for you. So once you get that, you will be able to play around with these things. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
But
Good.
we don't want to throw everything like do A plus, do this hands-on. I want you to go to the videos right now so far, but some people are a little more technical. They're already head, right? So it makes more sense for them to spin up their lab machines and everything, and they can actually do it, right? But
Uh-huh.
because you are in that situation where you are absorbing so much new things, then my recommendation for you right now is don't take stress of building your own lab right now, because you should do it all with us first and then go back to your labs.
Makes sense.
Okay. So somebody's asking, uh, so begin. I'm going to answer your first question later on because that's what we're going through. Okay. The second question: when will we have
So
the next?
hello,
Yeah, you
it's
can talk, man.
Indian.
Go ahead.
So right now I finished the lab scene. I'm finished the lab scene portion, the Active Directory portion of the lab sim. Uh, Tested the first time, and for right now, for where are we going to do the lab section?
Next session, yeah. So what the next section is going to be, probably we're going to do it either after this week. We have to decide it with the other 2 trainers when they come in, and we're going to do it like, so it's going to be probably this week or the next week. We have to decide that. Once we do that, you guys will join in. If people can't join in, we're still going to get access to our server for quite a few days, because that's like a real servers that we offer only in on our real live trainings previously. So then you can actually replicate if you can't make it, but I highly recommend anyone to at least try to make it, because that's important, right? I'm there, you are there, and I'm going to say, hey, Bing Yan or Eric, Julian, I want you to create an Active Directory account in front of me right now. See, now somebody's really pushing you to do it, right? So if you're going to do mistake and you will have a question in that, you're going to ask me a question and I'm just going to say, oh, that's how it's it. That's how it's done. So I'm going to talk about that. But we're not going to go into theory. We're not going to waste our time for 1 hour just explain what Active Directory is, because that's why we want you to go through day 1, day 2, day 3, and day 4 videos, because that theory and lectures and even labs are done before that, right? So we want to get to the point very quickly with you guys. So the lab, Active Directory, let's build. You guys learn in day 1 what is Active Directory. You guys know that, right? Let's go ahead and build Active Directory. Whoever can make it, then I'm going to talk about it a little bit, and we'll help you build that Active Directory all along. So if we have 4 people, we're going to spin up 4 servers all together, and everybody will build their own Active Directories right in front of us. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this way, it's like you got a job, but let's say you don't know anything, and you got a job and say, hey, you're fresh in my company. I'm going to train you in 5 days. But realistically, it's not possible for anyone to train you in 5 days. You need that A+ type of learning. You need that test out learning for long term, for long term, a structural way, and battle it out for now. It's okay. It's natural. I know you guys are the people who are brand new to this stuff. I know this is something that it's a lot of information. If it's too much information and it's getting to the point where you're getting too stressed, skip it and go to the next session, or watch the video of the labs and just kind of like look at the video and then do it yourself, right? We have the lab videos. So you watch the video and then do the lab, but just don't get to the point where you feel like, man, this is extremely stressful, because we don't want that, right? So
Right.
at the end, what is our goal from now on? You guys are halfway. We still have a lot of time to cover content, right? But from today, you guys will start working on, number 1, make your LinkedIn account. I'm going to share a video with you guys, and you guys will follow that, okay? So in that, you will have some questions. Okay, how can I use my work experience? So again, I'm coming back to, and sorry if I didn't pronounce your name correctly. I didn't hear.
Okay, call it Bingyan.
Bingyan, is it fine?
Bingyan, that's fine.
Okay, so your question is that, should we use exactly the same terms for in this template, because you guys are interns when the day you started. The beautiful thing about this is the day you started, your hours got kicked in. So we're not taking that hours away from you. So it doesn't look like you just are gonna apply now and things will start from now. It doesn't look too good. So you already have some background, okay? So when you put something like this from this template, yes, you can use this exactly how it is, but try to come up with a little bit of different wording. Why is that? What if you have 2 people in the same area, let's say Maryland, and we have 2 or 3 or 4 people applying to the same job? It will not look good then. It's a very rare thing, but it can happen, right? So that's why if you can change a little bit of wording over here, then it will be better. Mithun, what did you do in your resume? Did you use the exact same things, or did you change something?
So I use the exact same things as it's given, but so here's what I did. So I understand a lot of a lot of people in this training right now. We're just starting out. It's your first job. So what I did just below the technology proficiencies, I added a section called skills. So in that, so let's say you worked on certain labs in GMIT, I would go ahead and put that under the skills section. And in the professional experience, what I would do, again, I understand we're not, again, all from IT, but in some way or the other, we all have worked with computers. So what I would start with in my accomplishments is, somewhere around IT, what I've worked, or somewhere around customer service that I've worked. And I started, going from there. So I targeted my resume, like, I used pretty much all the structure, but from what individual experiences I had, I tried to target that more towards IT, and really try to understand from a recruiter perspective. So if a recruiter is going to look at it, is the recruiter going to consider my resume?
So that's a pretty good point right here. So if you guys are new, and let's say you already have a previous job, maybe you can put it down this, because now you're actually representing yourself as an IT professional, right? So the present information has to be this now, because if you're transitioning for something totally different than IT, then I highly recommend this has to be the top. I mean, there's no question. If you have a customer service experience, then maybe that could be below this and still targeted towards IT type of, like, the wording has to be something like towards that. Like, I help individual, I help with their, customer service related questions, I help with their password issues, something like that. Then you can add that if you have that experience. But Mithun is telling you guys right now, he used the same thing. He didn't change anything from here. So, and most of our interns actually use this. Another example is that one very young guy. I always give his example. His name is Brad. Some of you probably might have heard him. He's a part of this platform too. He's 18 years old. He used the same thing. Went out there and got a job. And almost in 6 months, he's about to become a sysadmin right now. So, look at this. The way I'm just giving you guys this information is that it's pretty solid. Like, it's definitely gonna have some impact when you guys go out there and apply. But at the same time, this area right here, you need to be able to learn some of these things. For example, like LAN, WAN, Wi-Fi, TCP, DNS, DHCP. Nobody expects you to configure DHCP. They want to just know, do you know what DHCP is? Just the knowledge of it. So I'm sure in A+, you guys networking, you guys have come across something like that, right?
Right.
Okay, so
Yes.
so for the operating systems, where's Active Directory?
This one?
So for the operating, where do I put that? For the server 2016, like general server.
There.
If I put that they expect you to know everything about server 2016.
No, so here's a trick about this, that if you don't know about servers, what are you gonna do? You're gonna remove this because you don't know about it, right?
Let's say I know some Active Directory, should I put that server 2016 and?
Absolutely, because now you're saying that I know. How do you know about Active Directory? Because without knowing the servers, you cannot do Active Directory, right? So yes, you can. Then the answer would be, for someone that, what kind of knowledge do you have about servers? Yeah, my knowledge is limited to the support skills and related to Active Directory. So when I was learning about Active Directory, I learned about servers because it's part of servers. You see how beautifully you can talk about servers. So this way, if a person is giving you an entry-level job, the person already knows you're an entry level. He's not going to go beyond that. But at the same time, they know that Bingyan have did some work, and I don't have to teach this person from ABC now. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a technique. It's always about countering someone's mindset. If they say, tell me something about DHCP, and you put DHCP out there, what does that even mean? So you're going to say DHCP, whatever initial. Okay, you say that. But you're not gonna go in there and say, I, as an engineer, configure DHCP on a server, and I start to manage things on a DHCP. No, you never say that, because you're not even prepared for that. You're only going to say, oh yeah, the DHCP level, again, it's about the support level skills. So I know about DHCP when I was working on Windows 7 machines, Windows 10 machines. In my trainings, I had to do some work with some static IP addresses, and this is where I learned a lot about DHCP. So because you're still an intern in our company, you may throw something like that, in my training, I have done certain things on DHCP, and on top of that, I have used some labs that you're going to use later on, right, in our trainings. So you could always then use that for your counter answer, because you don't want to go in deep in this, because that's not what they expect from you at all, right? So if you see TCP, Wi-Fi, LAN, WAN, DNS, all they want to know what this is and what do you know about it in terms of just how it works. That they're not asking for you to configure this at the engineer level. I hope I'm making sense in this area.
You are.
Right. Absolutely.
So when you talk about specific things like FileZilla or AnyConnect, or team or something like that, then this is all going to come from, hey, we want to target this resume, so I'm going to give you guys videos from that. FileZilla is covered in our day 1 to day 4 training. Spiceworks is covered in some of those trainings too. AnyConnect is covered in most of our videos on YouTube. Microsoft Teams is also covered in there. So some of these things are just outside of trainings, right? These are just products. Of course, we cannot cover every single product in the whole world, right? So you're going to only put the products that are more well known. So Microsoft Teams, I'm sure all of you know about it, right?
Right, absolutely.
Yes.
Right. So when you talk about Microsoft Teams, you're just hitting and targeting an HR person who is not so technical, because that person uses Microsoft Teams always. So, hey, this person knows a lot about Microsoft Teams, Office 365, Active Directory, and I know these things because I'm an HR person. I know I use all this every day. So what this person will do, they're going to put it, your resume, they're going to give it to the technical people, like IT people. So when they start asking you questions, then you go back to your trainings and materials, and how you're going to respond to them is going to be based on the courses that you have, the course that I have given to you guys.
Right.
So what course am I talking about? I'm talking about this course, IT Support Resume, Applying for Jobs and Communities. Like I mentioned, none of these sessions that we're doing right now is going to go as detailed as this course, because it's alone in itself is another world, right?
Right.
So it's your job to go into this course by continuing the course by first going to jobskillshare.org account. I at this point, I hope that everyone have an account for JobSkillShare. If you don't have it, you should definitely make it right now. Okay. Then you're gonna open the link that I've shared in your program. You're going to open this course and you're gonna start from the introduction and the sample resume. I already shared. Let me close this. I already shared the resume right here, the download sample. You will also get the sample in the Discord, so download the one from the Discord. It's more up to date, okay? Then go over some of these videos. Maybe that's just mistakes to make sure you remember certain things when you're typing things. I'm sure, like I said in the beginning, our resume is not 100% like the most effective resume ever, but it's just more tested. So you may come across issues, grammatical issues, so fix it if you find it, right? And let us know, we will fix it too. Okay, after that, the most important thing over here is how to search and apply for jobs. It's critical for you to then know how to apply actually, not just fixing the resume. What communities, what terms are you going to use? How many times you have to apply? In my consideration, if you tell me that you applied to 10 places and you didn't get a response, I'm gonna say, yeah, man, you didn't do anything. 10 positions is nothing. When you come back to me with 50, I'm gonna say, yeah, you just started. I'm gonna say 60, 70, 80, 100, 100 plus. We're talking about you're working actually.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yes, go ahead.
Is there that many jobs out there that you can just, like, okay, how you said, go out there and just get rejected? Like, should you try it when you're doing that? Should you apply out of your market, so that way if you don't get the, obviously you don't get the job, then it's not really gonna affect you? Or is there that many jobs in the market that you can really,
so yes,
like,
yes.
It could be there one day and then tomorrow there could be 2 new jobs?
Oh, 100%. So the question, the answer to that, to people who are publicly going to listen to me and probably get mad, where do you live, right? Where are you from? What country are you from? Where do you live? What is the job market over there? Based on that. But if you're not at this point, you're actually not even prepared for the job. So at this point, you won't care if you get rejected. So let's say if there's one job available around you and you got rejected for that, then there's guaranteed in this career, there's going to be definitely next job available next week. But if you work in a DMV type of environment like DC, Maryland, Virginia, or some little more states that are a little more in a kind of like populated states in technology, they're better too for jobs. It's going to be every day there are going to be new jobs. Every day, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 jobs available in this career. Basically, what this is happening in Eric, in this career, we are actually below the market and people are looking for placements in this area right now. So it's the issue overall all around the world that they don't have enough technical people to fill these jobs. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to get into this career because I feel like everything's going more, especially with how the pandemic happened, that everyone's going virtual and everything's moving towards computers. So I just didn't know that. But I guess it makes
And, they,
sense. Like,
and this is
I'm not ready for a job anyways. So if I
exactly.
go and get rejected, it's probably
Here,
going to be gone in a couple of days anyway. So it wouldn't.
and here's my counter positive comment on this. Hey, what if you get accepted? What if, like, I give examples of 10 people. 10 companies are, I always give this example. In 10 companies, let's say 9 companies are looking for someone who they don't want to waste their energy. They don't want to teach you because they want someone to come with knowledge. But in this technology, maybe you guys don't know this because we know this. We worked in this career for a long, long time. There's going to be this 10th company that are going to look for a person like you who want to learn things, who want to do things.
I want to do exercise.
Okay, tell him to go exercise, but you go ahead with him too right now. Go. Man, they want to do exercise. So because I told my nephew that every 7 p.m. I want to lose some weight too. I want to work out. So come to me, and then that's why I think they just came. Come, just do exercise. So here's the thing, guys. Out of 10 companies, 9 companies will reject you if you go with this type of preparedness that I'm not ready, but I really want the job of an IT professional. I can learn. Please show it to me. I'm going to learn it right with you guys. So 9 will reject you. I'm just giving you the average, okay? This one company out there is looking for anyone who is so passionate to say, I am going to learn it from you, because this one company could be a service provider. This one company could have another attack is coming. I'm feeling it right now. Sorry, I saw someone running. So this one company is going to be a company who is going to have their own way of setup, right? And they're going to say, Eric, do you really want to learn? I'm going to teach you. So what if, Eric, if you are doing applying like that while you are still getting ready, you're getting prepared, what if someone offered you like that? That's the dream job right there. Because now you're going with the mindset where you're going with the way that this company is, this company already know that you don't know anything, so I'm going to teach you. We're going to teach you. So why you worry?
And just to add there, like, now you're taking the course, you definitely know a lot of things that are used practically. Even if you do, like, let's say you gave an interview today, and you didn't go through, you can always come back and ask, like, where this was the question, this is where I wasn't able to perform, and this is what happened, and you can get feedback from Danish. And second thing I'll say that to you, so yeah, you can always get feedback from Danish. You can always get feedback from the job skills share, live chat. So you can always get feedback there. And second, it's not really rejection. One thing that I've learned over time, and this is something you'll also have to learn as well, it's all objective. So you don't, you're essentially, you don't fail. It's just like one part of it that you didn't do great. It's just that. So for example, like, there are a couple of stages until you get to that exact stage where you get an interview. So first is obviously your resume and your job profile, LinkedIn being critical there. If those are great, a recruiter is going to look at you and reach out to you. Hey Eric, I like their profile. This is the opening we have. Let's talk. And then they're gonna give you a call. Probably gonna schedule a time. And then you're gonna give a call and then ask about yourself. Probably, let's say that doesn't go well, but you at least made it up until there, right? So you can now then correct that. So that's really how I learned. I really, like, they were to the point, like, my resume and my job profile would really land on deaf ears, like nobody cared. And from there it went to, okay, the resume is getting traction, the job profile is getting traction. Now I'm getting first calls. The first calls didn't go that well. Why didn't they go that well? And then went to the second calls and eventually landed a job. So that's really, it's just progression, that how that is. And I believe with all the support that you have and the course that you're doing, you don't need to worry about it. And yeah, just coming back to your question of, if there are any, more jobs. If you're living in a metropolitan area, just go ahead on LinkedIn and search IT help desk. Just search that. Thousands of jobs will come out. Thousands, literally. So yeah, you have absolutely nothing to worry about there.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so if you look at this course, guys, now we're getting a little practical now. So first, create your LinkedIn account, and we're wrapping this up too. First, create LinkedIn account, share with us, and we can review it. We can tell you what to fix and all that kind of stuff. After I share the video with you guys in that too. Then after that, of course, if you look at this course, you can see it's designed in a step-by-step format, right? So you got your resume you need to fix from this template. Make sure you are comfortable with this template. So you need to put what you know for now, and then share the template after when you fix it. You say, I want to share this template. I'm going to shoot it out to a lot of places. Can you go over it? We're gonna check it out for you, okay? Then the second step for you is what you need to go into this section, and while you're learning in this section, you're going to start looking for jobs, right? Because the third one says how to apply. You're going to kind of use this together. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
So how to search for the job. So you're getting more practical right now. Here, if you got the call, now you're looking for a job, and it tells you in that whole process, it will tell you to save wherever you apply. You need to have some kind of documentation. I applied to this position. So what happens in that is if you apply to a position and they remove it and somebody gives you a call after you applied to 100 places, you're not going to know where you applied then, right? Somebody give you a call and now you're confused, right? So making sure you manage this process. This makes it super easy. If they call you, don't answer it directly, because at that point in the beginning, you're not ready to tackle somebody right on when you're not ready, right? You got a number, you don't even know whose number is this. You pick it up. Oh, yeah, you applied for this job. And you're like, oh man, I'm not even mentally ready to answer this person, because I don't even know who this person is, right? So now you see your response is not professional at that. So let it go to the voicemail. It's okay. I tell people, some people would disagree with that. I'm to be honest, I know my members, half of the people can respond immediately. Okay. So it's just a little better technique. Let it go to the voicemail. Know who they are. Go back to your documentation. You know now the support that you have applied to, the title of that position, the descriptions of that the descriptions of the position, and then you contact us in your program. Hey, I'm applying to this place. They call me back. What do I do? So we then give you something on top of that. Now think about it. Your response after me helping you would be better, or you just randomly picking up a call would be better. Of course, you getting help from a lot of people would be better, right?
Yep.
So
Definitely.
interview preparation is super important, and this place is long. I'm telling you guys, this is like a YouTube with collaboration with KevTech, other technical people. We have combined everything for you over here, and it's a long area. So yeah, it's going to take you time, but that's the information that's solid right there. Okay, people even have landed jobs without any other trainings, and they have just went through this stuff, landed a job. But of course, they need skills. That's why they come back again. So after that, of course, you are already a part of a program and a communities, and just sometimes go back to the success story and look at how other people are, landing jobs. Maybe they share some tips. It's not just about getting confidence, and it's not just about getting happy that, oh wow, somebody got this. It's about, if this person have landed a job, what information have this person shared with, because that information no one can teach you. That's just the natural information somebody's giving it to you, right?
Right.
So if you guys went through all this stuff, is there any confusion of your next steps so far?
Nope.
No, sir.
Nope.
Everybody clear?
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So guys, again, your educational side is important, right? You cannot let that, you cannot say that, oh, that, I mean, I'm gonna do this, so I'm just gonna not do the other part and just gonna become lazy and not go through this stuff. Like I said, man, I when I do trainings, I do it from my heart. And one of the things that I want from you guys is that if you have invested even a dollar somewhere, try to get something out of it. You invested money for this stuff. So try to squeeze everything out of it. And at the end, my goal is to you become a success story in this platform, right? So if you're not going to do that, it's just a sad situation for us because we invested a lot of energy from our end. We invested a lot of time from our end, and it doesn't. Even if you say, oh, these trainers are getting paid and we're getting paid, to us it means a sad income, to be honest, because a lot of people are making a lot more money by just doing this stuff right now. And we don't want to do that. We don't want to just go out there and just compete with other people in the market. We all have our own way of doing things. So even if you invested this money, I want you to squeeze every single cent out of it because you have paid for this stuff. So don't just let it go like that. So that is kind of like my last request to people who are a little bit behind things. I know it's not easy. You work hard, a little bit of hard for a few months now, and trust me, you're going to enjoy your life later on when you become a solid sysadmin, when you become a solid network engineer, and when you become a security professional, and the money you're going to be making, and because you like this stuff and you know this stuff, you're going to enjoy it like no other uh, uh, places.
Yep.
Why do people like us stay in this career for so long? And some people will complain about, hey, no, I don't like IT. It's because they're stressed. They don't know. A lot of people, they don't want to go out. They don't want to take challenge in the beginning. And when they get comfortable in one positions and that positions get a little messed up, people are not ready to move out, and because they're not ready. They can't just go out there and tackle cloud stuff. Why? Because they never thought of this, that things are going to change. This is going to become hybrid. And now sysadmins are sitting there and complaining, I don't know anything about IT anymore because I don't want to do this anymore, because you don't start something that's going on in the market. So our platform is not going to only teach you things, but also going to tell you what's in the future. So then you're ready. And you love your job.
Yep. And just to add there, I started as a IT help desk level 1, like the lowest possible, entry level. I bumped up my pay by like what, I'd say about pretty much the twice pay that I used to get, just at the entry level, just targeting. And I stayed patient. That's it. I took my time failing for like a couple of months before I landed that. So it's all worth it. Just take your time, be patient, keep persisting, keep going. You'll get there.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right, guys. So I got another meeting at 9, man. I'm like, man, I should cancel that meeting. But anyway, I got a meeting at 9, and I hope this was a good session with you guys. I know in the beginning you guys were a little bit on, like, it seems like, yeah, man, everything is like self-paced kind of thing, and we're talking, but it's still like the conversation is not there. I wanted to bring this in the middle because I wanted you guys to at least get prepared for something and not throw this thing right away at you. So that was a whole planned up kind of situation. So I hope you guys learned something from this one. I hope you will take a lot from it. And after this, it's not done yet. It's just you're starting right now, right? So again, after this, just get practical and go out there in the market after when you're ready for the resume, and check it with us, and just go out in the market. Let's just see what's going to happen, right? Let's just test the water, and we'll come back and we'll look into the mistakes and where can we fix things then. So at the end, we want you to leave this course, even without finishing this course. I want you to leave with a job. So that's it. That's the whole goal. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Danis.
All right, thank you, everyone. And I'll put the recording again online, and anyone can watch it because there's a lot of good information. And then you can revise this again, okay, later on.
And for the next section, where we go for the labs, the Active Directory and Office 365 labs, where are we going to do that in the live session?
Yes, next
Where
session,
are
we're
we
not
going?
going to talk about resumes or anything.
when are we going to do that?
So we talked about it that this week, of course, we can't do it because the week is almost finished. So the next week is what we are deciding right now. And we want more people to be in the lab session. So that's why we're going to give, let's say, 2 days, and whoever tops the day, we're going to go for that because we want to do this in 1 day.
All right. Awesome. All right. Looking forward to it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Anush. Thanks, everyone.
All right, everyone. Take care.
All right.
You have a great.
All right. Have a good night, gentlemen
Take care.
and
All right,
ladies.
thank you guys.
Thank you.
All
Have a
right,
good
bye.
night.
Thank you.
Yeah, you too, man.